Well, life has come full circle for Pakistan, a country that established and continues to operate terror factories from its soil, disrupted peace in India and Afghanistan, and organizes safe haven for the dreaded global terrorist, is enduring a deadly militant attack spree. Tens of dozens have died in recent months. 2 of them were killed last week alone. What has led to the situation escalating to the point of no return? What went so wrong in the all-powerful Pakistan military's plan that they are feeling the heat and threat? Have chickens come home to roost? Is Pakistan reaping what it sowed? Is it enduring the repercussions of its actions against its own people? Or is it what it claims, a victim of terrorism? Our report makes an attempt to find answers to all these questions.
As many as 2 Pakistani security personnel were killed, allegedly after hours-long standoff between unknown militants and Pakistan Army in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The northwestern Pakistani region, which was historically a safe haven for terrorists, has been witnessing a resurgence in infiltration activities, with Pakistan Army and other security forces made to confront attacks of one or other nature every other day. Many in Islamabad attribute these violent attacks to Taliban's return in Afghanistan in 2021, who they accuse of providing both man and material support to the previously lying defunct tentacles of the Taliban and other terrorist organizations. The attacks, which ranged from ambushes, suicide attacks, and ID blasts to direct confrontations, killed 282 Pakistani security personnel in 2022. 2023 has been no different, with militant attacks claiming several Pakistani security personnel lives in the first 5 months. The pressing question that emerges at this point is why Pakistan is under fire. How can a terrorist-friendly country face the wrath of the same people?
You see, Pakistan has been involved in fomenting trouble and terrorism, especially the cross-border terrorism against India, earlier against the previous Afghan government also. And so Pakistan has become a nucleus of terror groups and has been supporting them, nurturing them. And now that it is facing, so it is like the syndrome that's going to bite them. And they should not forget, we used to have a story of Basmasur, and that story must give some lessons to the world, that those who perpetrate and perpetuate terrorism is eventually going to attack them. So they cannot take any solace that they are suffering from this, so the world should look at differently. Their track record is dismal and abysmal. And I think that they need to be continued to be monitored by the world, whether it is FATF, whether UN Security Council, or the international organization, international bodies. Pakistan and terrorism have become synonymous. So I have sympathies for the Pakistani people who are suffering, but not for the state and the deep state, which are actually engineering all these kind of attacks.
Many blame Pakistan for the situation it is in today. While it is confirmed that some attacks are attributed to the TTP, others are solely of domestic nature, originating from the rebellious tendencies within marginalized communities in Pakistan. Pakistan is accused of carrying out atrocities against minorities with impunity. Scores of dissenting voices and youths have been picked and thrown in jails. Apart from the people in Punjab, which is Pakistan's favored province, people in other parts of Pakistan, be it Balochistan, KPK or Sindh, are never accorded treatment at par with basic human standards. And when they demand rights, they are arbitrarily detained, imprisoned incommunicado, and sometimes even hacked to death. According to a recent report by PANC, the Human Rights Department of Baloch National Movement, there has been 31 torture victims, 32 enforced disappearances, and 3 extrajudicial killings in the month of April this year. A widespread environment of repression with no glimmer of hope in sight, a section of these oppressed people is compelled to put up resistance with arms.
Well, as far as human rights violations are concerned, we have seen it, the treatment meted out to minority communities in Pakistan that have reduced significantly from what they were in 1947. And there is a conscious effort to alienate them and to denigrate their dignity. And so there are violations of all kinds against the minorities, whether they are even the Muslim minorities of different kind who do not adhere to the official line of the Islamic line that the government of Pakistan follows. Today the country is going through a complete mess, politically, economically, militarily and otherwise. And therefore they need to look at their own population. They are just alienating people, and this is going to cause a major problem for them. So the human rights violations are rampant in the country, which has been reported by all kinds of agencies, and this is for the Pakistani establishment to have a look at it.
Pakistan has set itself a grim stage of continued insurgent attacks by not just normalizing injustice and marginalization, but actively engaging itself in grave human rights violations. By disregarding dignity and rights of people in parts of Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan has only fostered a sense of discontent. Sustained deprivation and mistreatment have also resulted in people now altering their medium of resistance to violence. A rise in such incidents is also posing a persistent threat to the country's security and stability. Absence of proper safeguards and protections for human rights creates a fertile ground for insurgency to emerge and grow. Some say that before seeking sympathy as a victim on the global stage, Pakistan should acknowledge its own misdeeds and make sincere efforts to rectify them. Others, however, say that asking Pakistan to change the way it operates is expecting too much from a terror sponsor and a human rights violator.